Hello and welcome to this review for Transformers Rise of the Beasts Voyager Rhinox. That's anybody's not sure, it's this guy right here. So I'll start with showing a size comparison because these days Voyager is that like a big deluxe or a small, these days it can mean anything. So I'll show you. Actually, he has a decent size. So this is him next to Primal. He is ever so slightly taller. However, he does seem to have like a lot more mass when you turn this way. Definitely. Now compare next to other Voyagers from Legacy. So we've got next to G-Axis here, who is much taller. Also brought Soundwave, who's more of a, I guess, standard Voyager size. And we've also got, I'll bring to the side here. I'll also bring Tarn, who is tall, but as everybody says, he's like paper thin. I have no problem with that. I think he's phenomenal for how he came out. But that's just just to show that there is still this. Our boy Rhinox here is pretty massive compared to the other ones. Of course, at the same time, this may be a big negative that there's so much kibble on his back to you. For me, since Rhinox is iconic for having at least for me, since he was one of my first toys, the original, to have the head in the back, I think this is very apropos. I think he looks fine. Of course, he's not accurate. The Rhinox in the film is mostly silver in the front, so he's like a, we'll say more like grayish bronze Rhino mode and a mostly silver gray robot mode. So in this case, because this was based on much earlier renders or earlier designs, they went with their more bronze everywhere type of thing. So that's how you end up with him here. I'll take him out now that we've done the size comparisons. And I'll show you a few of his accessories. So he does come with his chain guns of doom, which sadly are not in the film. But you know what? It doesn't matter. In a way, this is a lot like a modern version of the original toy. Like I was showing you in the back with the beast mode head. And now he's got these guns here, right? And they do turn. They turn pretty well. And they're painted really well too. I'll show you. Very nice metallic paint. Looks beautiful. Of course, it compensates for, its very drab deco and the fact that there's actually not much paint on the toy. There's just a bit of, silver highlights in a few places, right? However, we do get the same green for the eyes. I think it's a nice touch that there is, green that does come through in this toy ever so slightly. And yeah, as you can see, it fits him pretty well on the hands. It's very well done. He does have another accessory, which is the horn. So you take it off, and okay, you can position it either way, but the way that it's said in the instructions and the better way would be like this, and it makes it a bit more sense. That looks cool. So here's Rhinox. And now we'll bring him into his beast mode. Now I don't have, going into beast mode is fine. It's going from beast to robot, which I'm not gonna do, but I'll show you the point where it's tough. That's why even though this toy is marketed towards kids, and I think kids would like it, I'd say he's definitely in the 7-8 years old range. Younger than that, there's some stress points that can, nothing breaks, but things do come apart if not done properly, and that can be frustrating. And I'll highlight them when we come across, all right? I'm just gonna tilt it down because I think, his random mode will be a bit shorter. Now, the steps may not be exactly the instructions, but this is the way that I find them easier to do. He's a beast of two halves, the top and bottom. We'll start with the top. So easiest thing, of course, is to bring down his fists. We can already rotate the beast legs. This is him. So you'll see there's this point of articulation, which is a shoulder, so it's fine. However, it's resting on this other piece that does turn as well. It's locked in right now, but you have to turn it, and we'll do that soon so that we can actually get this done. Actually, you know what? Well, first of all, I'll bring the beast mode up, then we're gonna take care of this. So for the beast mode head, you have to, it's hooked on, so you have to unhook it and bring it up. And here there's a piece that you snap on. So this will be the front. I will put the horn on at the very end. So that's good. Now there's this piece that now is more evident, and we have to push it back, okay? And I actually use the shoulder, because it's actually very tough to do. It requires some pressure. I use the shoulder to push it. Okay, so you heard that? Maybe I'll show you when I do it here. It's not as easy because I have to use more force. So there you go. And then you have to, there's 2 points. That's one, then you'll hear another snap. There, a second snap. Now it's not so bad from robot to beast, but beast to robot, these become a pain. At least the first time you do it, if it's not, if you haven't done it too many times. So now the top half is done. Oh yeah, one more snapping. It's almost done. Bring the beast mode down. Here you go. For now it's okay. We'll deal with the rest later. Okay, now the bottom. The bottom actually I love. The bottom is really, really well done. It's a series of, it's almost like origami. You'll see. Okay, so turn them back, and we're going to unhook this part. Now I bring out the legs, the little rhino legs right away. Now there's this part here. I thought this was articulation at first. I wasn't sure why. No, it's actually part of the transformation. You need to fold this in so that it actually takes the right shape to fit inside the body. So you fold it as much as you can. And then this here, you open up these flaps. Oh, you know what? Sorry. Before we open the flaps, you do double rotation. So we rotate here at the waist, and we rotate again at the, we'll call it at the knee. So 1, 2. This is how it should be. And now we can open this. It's pretty cool, the design. It looks almost like this, H.R. Geiger type thing, where it's organic and metallic, which is the intention of the whole idea of at least the Beast Wars aesthetic in this particular film. And now we're going to bring this into it. So now that we've done it fits, and what I do to guide myself is I look at the joint here, and you'll see that it should fit in this curved part. So that's kind of how I. See, now it fits perfectly at the angle. Now you have it. You can snap this in. So that snap, there's a little butt, there's a little tail. And then you're gonna have to bring this into this tab, into this hole. And to do that, you take the body and you kind of do like an accordion. The top snapped in, and this one snap on the sides, like so. And here you got your Rhinox. Of course, there's one step I haven't done, which is bringing the horn back. Here's Rhinox. Now, if you're curious of how he looks like next to Primal, I'll just take Primal. Primal is very quick to put back into ape mode, so not a problem. And you'll pardon, just for the sake of this video, I'm not going to transform the little feet in the back. Just want to see it for comparison's sake. Here they are together. And sniffing his butt. Of course, it would be fair to do it the other way around too. Right? Here are the two beasts that are rising in the movie. Yeah, it's comparable. Of course, like I said, this one seems to have way more mass. I do love how the back all works out. You know, you even have like the this idea of like the ribs forming here. It's really well done. I'm actually, as a toy, I think this is perfectly fine. There's even some pretty cool highlights I didn't show you in beast mode. For example, there's all these chains here that are also painted. Right, you see all the sculpted detail of the feet. Even here. And yeah, they even sculpt the tail a lot. And if you're wondering about the weapons, what I found odd was that, see, we have in the back here, I don't know if you could see it, but the pegs under his feet are still there. They're very prominent. And this has big holes, and there's this big empty space. And yet in the instructions, it doesn't talk about storing the weapons inside, which is too bad, because that's what the original Rhinox, he had so much. He had this, you could take it apart and put it, in his innards. It was pretty cool. That was my favorite part of the original toy. But you can fit these here. I guess that's weapon storage if you want it. I'll bring the camera down a bit. Here's your weapon storage if you want it. What my son likes to do, it says from the back, and he uses it to like propel Rhinox. Yeah, that's what kids do. I mean, that's fun. This is a kid's toy. And one last thing I do want to show you about the beast mode. So if he articulates, it's slightly, it's the legs here. Legs in the front. There's no articulation at the we call it elbow hinge, because for the robot mode it's on the other side. However, he does move this way. The last thing I want to point out is that he does open his mouth. Mine is very loose, so it's not ideal, but it gets the job done. All right, so that's the review. Hope you liked it. Take care all. Bye.